Gotcha. As long as you have an
a temporary resident in Canada, I have sad news. You might not be getting permanent residence in Canada.
You're wondering, what are we talking about? Our goal is not to get you worried, but our goal is to share the facts so that you can be prepared if your goal is to become a permanent resident in Canada.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video.
If you are new here, please take a second to hit that subscribe button, smash a like, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. So as not said before, if you're temporary in Canada, unfortunately, not everyone will be getting permanent residence. And what are we talking about, you guys? If you guys have been following the news, especially when it comes down to immigration in Canada, it's no surprise. There's been a lot of changes in the immigration space here in Canada. Changes to range from international student requirement, PGWP specification, LMIA, pretty much everything that has to do with Canadian immigration has changed. One of the biggest changes has been the numbers of new immigrants that Canada is welcoming into Canada over the next couple of years. Now, a few years ago, Canada embarked on this very exuberant immigration plan where it hopes to welcome millions of people into Canada. However, that number has been drastically reduced. Now, based on studies, it is identified that there is close to 5 million temporary residents here in Canada at the moment. That 5 million estimate is way more than the number of permanent residency spots that's available over the next couple of years. So it simply means that not everyone who is currently in Canada on a temporary residency status will be able to become a permanent resident in Canada, simply because there's more temporary residents than the amount of permanent residency spots that's available. Now the question is, what do you do if you're temporary? Let's start as an international student. If you're an international student in Canada right now, and assuming you're not studying in one of the in-demand field, which is healthcare, construction, agriculture, you know, the stuff that Canada needs, skilled trade. If you're doing your diploma in business administration or in a field that is not deemed in demand, my recommendation to you is to be putting yourself into a position where you are able to get permanent residency outside of just going through the process of getting your PGWP and matriculating, because as I mentioned before, the PGWP specification has also changed and the timeline that's usually given in the past is not going to be the same right now. Now the PR application process, the PR expectation, the PR, everything about permanent residency is changing, and it's changing very quickly. So my advice to you is to, even though you might be an international student, also be looking into different avenues that you can become a permanent resident as quickly as possible. Of course, I always mention in most of my videos, guys, that where you are play a significant role in you getting permanent residency or not getting permanent residency. Like, for example, let's use the province of Alberta, for example. In Alberta, you have rural renewal stream, you have rural entrepreneurial stream, and many different pathways that you can become a permanent resident in Canada. Now, I've shared the different pathways in previous video as well. If you haven't seen those videos, go and check it out as well. Even though you're an international student, it doesn't necessarily prevent you from being eligible in one of the different pathways in Alberta or in many different provinces. So my advice to you is to not be comfortable, be aggressive in your permanent residency pursuit, because the truth of the matter is the fittest of the fittest will survive. right? Now, we speak a lot about the rural opportunities here in Canada, not just in Alberta, because you have these rural opportunities in different provinces. What the provinces are saying is everyone is choosing to settle in the populated areas, and then the rural communities are really not getting the amount of persons to fill their labor gaps, to fill their labor shortages, and to make their economy grow as well as a city, as a town, whatever the case may be. So they are doing these things to encourage new immigrants to explore into different rural communities. So be open to that as well. You guys are not a tree, so please don't be rooted in the big city, because the truth of the matter is the big city is oftentimes not where you're gonna get your opportunity to become a permanent resident. And I use a case in point. Now, a couple months ago, I went and I picked up somebody from the airport who was moving from Grand Prairie, from a city, let's not call it a city, from a city within the GTA area. That person just finished school, applied for their PGWP, and I'm happy to say that that person right now got their endorsement letter to apply for a provincial nomination within the province of Alberta within just a matter of 4 months. So what does that tell you? It tells you that where you go play a significant role in your overall pursuit of permanent residency. Why is it that so many temporary residents feel compelled to stay in the big city, even though I do videos like these all the time? I've been doing videos like these over the years, and many other persons have done videos like these as well, where we tell you guys that, listen, the big city is really more of an hindrance towards your permanent residency more than an aid. So why is it that so many temporary residents feel compelled to stay into the big city? Leave it in the comment section. If you're a temporary resident and you feel like you cannot move from a big city to a small city, even though you know that the rural areas give you more opportunities for permanent residency, why is it that you guys decide or choose or see fit to stay within the big city? Let me know in the comment section, because this is a question that I would like to know as well. Because if I was a temporary resident right now, especially in Canada where everything is changing so fast, I would be going to wherever give me the best chance of becoming a permanent resident. Not necessarily in the province of Alberta. You don't necessarily have to change your province. You can simply as well change your city. Just in case you guys are wondering where Nats is, she stepped out of the car, so that's why I'm completing the video, right? The other thing I would like to tell temporary residents in Canada who wants to become a permanent resident, because let's be honest, not every temporary resident in Canada wants to become a permanent resident. But if you're a temporary resident and you want to become a permanent resident, the other thing that I would advise you to do is to invest in your knowledge, invest in your education about the immigration processes, and make sure that you're taking charge and control of your own immigration journey. Oftentimes, a lot of times, persons rely on like content like even these and like different things on the internet, and they don't invest in themselves by making sure that they're doing the research that's needed to make sure that they know all the opportunities that's available to them. So invest in the knowledge that is needed, because oftentimes there's many different ways that you can become a permanent resident, and only if you do the research that's needed, then you're able to know those opportunities. So one of the things that I always encourage persons to do is to make sure that they're doing the necessary research, make sure that they're doing the necessary, putting in the necessary work that can benefit them in the future. The other thing is, if you're somebody who don't like to read, if you're somebody who don't like to do research, don't take street side knowledge, because I am not an immigration consultant, affiliate, liar, anything of the sort. Anything I share here is just based on my own experience and experience of friends and family members who have gone through the processes as well. So one of the things that I always advise persons to do who don't want to invest that time that's needed to do it is to invest in an immigration lawyer, invest in an immigration consultant. These are persons who will do the work for you and provide you with relevant advice and the know-how. The thing is though, you have to be very careful, because you have a lot of immigration consultants who are just there for the money. A lot of immigration lawyers who know that you're not going to get approved or whatever, and they just want to take your money. So do your due diligence as well. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence to make sure that whoever you're reaching out to have your best interests at heart. And if they're recommending a pathway to you for permanent residency, it's because they genuinely see that this might be the best opportunity for you to be successful, or they're not just telling you a bag of smoke just to get money, right? So make sure that you're doing your own due diligence. But ultimately, if you don't want to invest the time that's needed, invest into an immigration lawyer, invest into an immigration consultant. That can make a big difference in your overall immigration journey. And I'll end this video by just giving you guys 2 more tips. The other thing is, time is not on your side. A lot of times temporary residents get a work permit for 3 years, especially the ones who are like seeking refugee and stuff like that. You get a work permit for 3 years, PGWP for example, and you feel like it is far in the future. So what you do now, you automatically go on cruise control and you start live a little bit, you start relax a little bit, you start, living a vida loca. You forgot that you're a temporary resident before you know it, 1 year pass, you're going into 2 years, and then you'll be like, oh, I'll get to it. Time is not on your side. The thing is, as long as you're a temporary resident, your permanent residency should be the most important thing for you. If it is that PR is the goal, you do not have a lot of time. 3 years run off in the blink of an eye. As soon as you're able to apply for PR, please apply for it. Find a pathway as soon as you can. If you're an international student, you graduate, you get your 3 years. Still be looking into it. Get it done. When I got my permanent residency, I still had 1.5 years remaining on my PGWP because I was proactive. I wasn't sitting down and relaxing and waiting for an opportunity. I was out there looking for it. I submitted my PR application 1 month after I graduated school. That's how much I wanted it, because I already knew what I was gonna do and how I was gonna do it before I even graduated school. A lot of times temporary residents get comfortable and feel like, okay, then because they have a couple of years remaining on their documents, they are good to go. The truth of the matter is, time is not on your side. So be proactive, be intentional, and be aggressive, because especially now you have 5 million people competing only for like 500,000 or 1 million spot. What does that tell you? The fittest of the fittest will survive. So you choose, you decide which side of the fence do you want to be on. And the last tip I'll share with you guys before I wrap up this video is to be flexible. I know you have your plans, you have your goal, you try to set it up before you even got to Canada. But when you got here, you realize that a lot of things are changing and there's a lot of moving parts. Be flexible, be adaptable, and find a way. That's the best tip I can give you. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. That's a quote that I live by. Find a way, right? Be flexible, be adaptable, and find a way. Don't believe that what the plan and the goal as how your immigration journey looked when you just started is going to be the same way all throughout the process. No. Be flexible, be tactful, be adaptable. If you guys enjoy these kind of conversations, or if you enjoy this channel, let me know by liking the video. Let me know by subscribing to the channel and turn on that post notification bell so that when we release a video, you guys will get notified, right? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you guys agree, if you guys disagree with me as well, and if you are a temporary resident who is in pursuit of permanent residency, what are you doing to ensure that you will become successful? Let's have a conversation in the comment section. I look forward to talking with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. On behalf of myself and Nuts, who is not here, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.